Joining us now, CEO of Iraq and Afghanistan, Veterans of America, Jeremy Butler. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. How should Americans be remembering those who served and sacrificed today?
Good morning. Thank you. I appreciate you having me on, and I appreciate you asking that question, because I think it is an often looked thing, and that is what the true meaning and the importance of Memorial Day is. And the biggest thing that we ask is for everyone, we use the hashtag #GoSilent. Take a minute today at 3 p.m. local time, wherever you are, to take a moment to remember those who have fallen. You know, we continue to be a nation at war. We continue to be a country that sends service members into harm's way. We just had a service member die in Afghanistan last week. We had a service member shot while standing watch at a gate in Texas, a sailor. She thankfully survived, but it's a reminder of how dangerous it is and continues to be to serve in the military. So please take a minute everywhere, wherever you are at 3 p.m. today, and just take a minute to go silent and remember those who have fallen and those who remain in harm's way.
Elise Jordan.
What is the level of engagement that you see outside of Memorial Day with the concern for American veterans outside of just a holiday? But do you see, the kind of sustained focus that we're going to need in the years to come if we are going to properly take care of all of the vets who recently cycled through wars in the Middle East?
Yeah, I think it would be a mixed bag. There's a lot that still needs to be done. We continue to focus on everything from the ongoing crisis of suicide in the military and veteran community. I think a lot of people hear the statistic of 20 a day, 22 a day, but they don't really know what to do about it. They know that it's horrible. They know that more needs to be done. And so IAVA and other organizations are fighting every day to make sure that the country realizes what is going on within the military and veteran community and how they can help. And one of the ways in this case specific is they can reach out to their members of Congress to support the Commander John Scott Hannon Veteran Mental Health Care Improvement Act, which is going to help the VA and service members and veterans outside of the VA get the help that they need to ensure that they never get to the point where they're considering suicide, where they get to the point where they can get the mental health care that they need. So the country, I think, understands that there's a lot more that we need to be doing for our veterans, but during this time of the pandemic, we see an increasing number of folks reaching out with health issues, with homelessness issues, with loss of jobs and things like that. And so there's a lot that IAVA and other veteran organizations are trying to do to raise the country's understanding of the issues that our veterans continue to face, and to then work with them to get solutions to those problems.
Right. Mike Barnicle.
Jeremy, as you just alluded to, pointed out, we've been at war as a nation now for 19 years. Memorial Day used to have much more significance in this nation 3 or 4 decades ago, when there was more familiarity with people who served in wars in World War II and Korea. Do you think that this might be a great time, seeing that less than 1% of our population serves in the military? God love them. Less than 1% serves alongside people who are serving, okay? What about national service, national public service, mandatory national public service in this country? Do you think that would help boost the idea among other people, citizens, normal citizens, for the role of a service member?
I think so. I think it's a great idea. I think so many that join the military do so not because that they want to go to war, but because they want to serve their country. They love the country. They know how much that it has provided them, and they want an opportunity to give back to that country, to make it better, to make it stronger. Not everyone is qualified to join the military. Maybe not everyone is up for joining the military, but I think there are a lot of people in this country that want to serve their country and want to find a way to give back, and national service is an amazing way to do that. There's so much that needs to be done, and that's why I think you see a lot of veterans joining service organizations after they get out of the service, because they want to continue that service to the country. They know that their time in uniform is up, but they know that they don't want to stop serving the country, and I think it does help to bring about a greater awareness of the sacrifice that so many that have worn the uniform have made to the country.
All right, CEO of Iraq and Afghanistan, Veterans of America, Jeremy Butler, thank you so much for being with us and going silent this afternoon to remember those heroes Wonderful thing to do. Eddie Glaude, final thoughts this hour on this Memorial Day.
Thinking about the sacrifice and service and courage of all of those fallen soldiers, and thinking about the close to 100,000 dead of our fellows. And a line from Shakespeare's Hamlet comes to mind: "For in the sleep of death, what dreams may come." All the aspirations that have been cut short. And my prayers go to the family members, to the communities that have lost so many folk. We need to buckle down and understand that our country is in desperate need of our focused attention to salvage American democracy. That's what I'm thinking is on this particular Memorial Day, Joe.
Eddie, thank you. And coming up, our conversation with retired 4-star General David Petraeus. We're back in 2 minutes.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.